Hi ladies, it's time for an update from me about our IVF journey. So where we're at right now is we're kind of in a waiting game for AF at this point. Um, I actually finally emailed my RE to tell him that we are ready to proceed with the IVF because he said that we needed to call 2 to 3 months before we were actually ready to do the cycle so that we could start doing prep work and blood work and all of the things that you need to do. So I had called my RE, or I emailed him, and then I got a call from his nurse, and she told me to call on the first day of my next cycle. So I didn't get a chance to call the first day of my cycle, so I called the second day of my cycle, and they didn't give me a call back until cycle day 3. And then the nurse that called me back on cycle day 3 seemed rather confused about why I was calling in the first place, and I was confused why I had to contact them 2 to 3 months in advance at all. So I was confused and she was confused, and it was already cycle day 3 at that point. So both of us were confused and we were already past cycle day 1, because I know that I still have to do a saline sonogram, and I knew that there was more blood work that I had to do, but all of that, I didn't know exactly when that needed to happen in relation to our IVF that we were hoping to do in July, or are still hoping, I guess. And so what the nurse told me is basically that we were too late in my cycle to do the saline sonogram, because what happens is that you have to take, or she wants us to take, 10 days of antibiotics, and that's for both me and Brian. We both have to take 10 days of antibiotics and then do the saline sonogram, because they need to make sure that we don't have some sort of infection, or I don't remember exactly what it was. And she is going to put us on doxycycline, and she also wanted me to so she wanted us to take that 10 days of antibiotics, and then we have to get the saline sonogram, and that all has to happen before your 12th day of your cycle or something. So I guess at the point that I'd called her, we were talking at cycle day 3, that was too late, or that's what I'm understanding. At this point, it's all kind of a guessing game. So she said that she was going to put in the prescription for me for the doxycycline, and that I should go pick it up, and she was going to put in a prescription for me for birth control, so that we would have both of those things exactly when we need them, and we wouldn't have to go pick them up. So Brian went to the pharmacy and he picked up all of his antibiotics and my antibiotics and the birth control, which, nobody wants to be on birth control when you're trying to have a baby. But so right now we're in the middle of this cycle. I think I'm actually ovulating this week, or this weekend. But yeah, so until cycle day 1, of next cycle, there's not much we can do. She did tell me, the nurse told me to call just a few days before cycle day 1, so we can actually have an exact game plan. She said because my cycles are so regular, then that shouldn't be a problem, and I don't think it will. So I know exactly what day I'll probably get my period. There like 32 days on the dot. So I'm just waiting in the middle of the cycle. So we thought we could get the saline sonogram and then hopefully maybe even start, birth control pills or whatever for June. And then, now that can't happen. And so we're just waiting for AF in, 15 days or whatever it is now to show up. And right around the 30th day of my cycle, I'm going to call her back and remind her that I'm going to need to be scheduled for a saline sonogram. And she kept on calling it a water sonogram, which is also frustrating because on all the paperwork for IVF, it says saline sonogram, and saline and water are not the same thing. So I find that very deceiving and somewhat confusing. But also, I guess it's been so long since we did our IVF consultation in September, and now it's the very last few days of May, and so I guess my chart disappeared or something. I guess they figured that we didn't want to do IVF anymore, so they got rid of our chart. So me and Brian had to fill out the patient information form again, and a few consent forms that they need to share, you know, his sperm analysis and blood work and stuff for both of us, so they can call either one of us with any results. So yeah, so that's frustrating. So we had to fill it out, and it wasn't a long form, but now I have to, you know, like go to work and fax it and email it to the IVF's email. And that's just, yeah, just a nonsense, I think. But then she said that I could bring her the form the next appointment that we have, which I assume will be the saline sonogram, or I'm hoping will be the next saline sonogram. But she said that the July cycle for IVF, like she said that it starts around July 15th, and the way my cycle will work, I'm not sure that that'll work with my cycle. So we might have to skip July and then go to August, because I'm not really sure how it'll work exactly. The days where I would be getting my next AF, and the July 16th kind of sounds like it would be around the same time. So I don't know how that'll work, but I guess after we do the saline sonogram, we'll get an actual calendar of my actual IVF schedule. So I think once we get that, it'll be much less stressful for me, because I don't want to keep having to put it off and put it off and put it off. You know, I want a baby, so I want to start this process. And even Brian, we're like, you know, we're ready, let's do this. We want to, you know, shots and hospital visits and all of that stuff. We would just want to get it done because we want a baby, and we don't want to be scared for longer. You know, the anticipation's almost worse, I think. I'm not really worried about the pain of shots. I mean, I have tattoos. I'm just kind of ready. I want to do it. I want to get an embryo report. I want to get, you know, a egg quality report. I want to start this thing. But so yeah, so right now I guess the update is that there is no update, which kind of makes this video like null and void, or, you know, kind of redundant. But I thought I would update with the information that I know, which is we're waiting for AF to show up in a few weeks, and then, or a couple weeks, and then hopefully saline sonogram and doxycycline, and, you know, then the ball will really start rolling here. And I think it's actually going to be super fast. Yeah, so that's all I got to update you guys with so far. I think, yeah, I think the funniest part about it was that whatever nurse had called me originally was just as confused as I was about why I was calling 2 months before I actually wanted to do IVF. But, you know, I think delays like this and hiccups and stuff, from what I've read, from what I see on other women's videos, that's kind of just par for course. You know, there's going to be delays, there's going to be disappointments, and this is just putting it off for, you know, another 30 days. We just have to wait a little bit longer, practice my patient muscle a little bit, get some exercise that muscle a little. And yeah, so that's my update. I did want to quickly at the end say a big congratulations, because I know that in the YouTube community right now there are a lot of BFPs. Here I have a list. Sarah Loves Peter. Her embryo transfer went well, and she got a positive BFP, which is really exciting. And Joy in the Journey, her IUI worked out, and now she's expecting. She got a BFP, and I don't know how to pronounce this. Bunchen baby? Anyway, I watch her videos, and she actually just got a BFP too. And magic number 3 is pregnant with twins. I'm pretty excited for all of you guys. So congratulations, ladies. I hope to be joining you in a few short months. But I just hope everybody has a great week. I hope to be talking to you soon. If I find out anything new, I will be updating you with anything that's new. So, yeah, I'm hoping for baby dust for you all, and I will be talking to you.